All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to open up by giving all the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and preach the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And this is the brother Amawan Ayash from the GMS Indianapolis camp coming back at you with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. In today's lesson, I have a video from the beloved brothers page, Arrows of Indignation 144. And as you can see, it says crash out season and box going for cheap. Eve the ring Eve is the ringleader over benefits she no longer receive. And what you're going to see in this video is a compilation of you got a woman talking about how they're going to steal and shit. You got this one chick talking about how these women are going to start selling their box for cheap. And the Jake man going into it too. Because the premise of this video is that Donald J. Trump is taking away SNAP benefits, a.k.a. food stamps. And one thing about the average Eve is that, she doesn't work. She's lazy as shit. And she relies on all these various different benefits from the government to sustain her household and have food on the table. And whether it be the SNAP benefits, aka food stamps, the main benefit. All right, and in this talking point, whether it be child support and all these various different benefits, right, centered around security for the woman. You see, and we in a time where, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is having it to where these things are being taken away from these women. And now these women got to figure out a way to survive, maintain themselves. And when these things happen, all right, these women, they just get prouder and prouder and prouder, talking about they're going to steal, they're going to do this, that, and the third. So there's times where, with everything that's going on, they still refuse to acknowledge the fact that they do indeed need a man for protection, security, and things of that nature. And not just any man, but a man of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because that's who's truly going to be protected in these last days, right? A man of the Lord. But you do have some women out there that, see the shit that's going on and how things are waxing worse and worse for them, right? Things are turning out for the worse for them. And they get online, hop on the internet, talk about some, I need me a man. I'm ready to serve. I'll cook, clean, do this, that, and the third. So, hey, we understand that ultimately this is all leading to Isaiah 4:1 being fulfilled. Okay, but let's go ahead and open up with a couple of scriptures, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the video. Let's get this in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, starting at verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come," which perilous goes into the Greek word kalepos, right? Which means hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. And the reality of the matter is, man, women, they're not really built for adversity like that. You see, that's why as we see news of SNAP benefits, food stamps and these other things being taken away from these women, all right, they're starting to crash out and bug out and flip out and things of that nature, because they're not ready, all right, for the adversity that lies ahead of them. You see, so we're in some very perilous times, and this goes for men and women in general. You see, but hey, so much more you women, because y'all not really capable of defending yourselves and maintaining yourselves and protecting yourselves, man. You see, and we're gonna keep saying it, man. You will need a man of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, in these last days in order to make it. You see, which ultimately that privilege of being with a man of the Lord is not going to be given to every woman, right, in these last days, because like Ezekiel the 9th chapter tells us, which we understand in the times that coming, right, a lot of people are going to die, and more women right, then men are going to die, man. You see? Ezekiel chapter 9, starting at verse 4, it says, And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, which we always go into this word mark, right, which here in the Hebrew, it is the word thawah. Jumping straight to the main definition, it says here, mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. So you have men out there, right, the servants of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the prophets, who are out there week in, week out, and through these various different daily video epistles, right, sighing and crying for all the abominations that are done here in the land of Babylon the Great, aka America, right, complaining to the Lord for the great wickedness of this place. And amen. Now, one of our complaints is how wicked, right, the Israelite woman is towards us. You see, we complain about wickedness in general, but hey, we complain about the wickedness of this place and the wickedness of our woman. You see, and seeing how these women operate today, especially the so-called black woman, all right, that is indeed an abomination. And we're praying, right, and desiring that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, turns everything right side up. You see, sets everything back in order, right? The men, woman, and the children. You see, and also to speedily make righteousness, right, the standard in the earth. It says, let's read that again. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. It says, And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You see, so ultimately these men, right, the men of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the servants, the prophets, right, they're going to be exempt from judgment. Okay, that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is bringing in these last days upon these people. You see, and once again, as we mentioned, how what we're seeing is going to lead to Isaiah 4:1 being fulfilled. You are gonna have women, all right, because that number 7 goes to completion, right? You are going to have women joined unto men of the Lord in these last days to be delivered, which ultimately they're going to be delivered right through childbearing. Right, but hey, for the vast majority of women, man, hey, a lot of you ain't gonna make it. You see, but hey, the point is, you know, these men, they're gonna have that hedge of protection over them in that last days. So the woman whom these men, right, take under their wing, are by default, they're gonna be protected too, because that hedge of protection from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is over that man. You see, it says, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab this real quick in Isaiah chapter 32, right? And verse 2, which we'll jump back into this chapter later on, Lord's will. It says, And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So a man is going to be sought after for protection and security in these troublesome times. You see, and this ain't going to be just any man. It's going to be a man of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. See, because ultimately these YNs and niggas of the world, man, hey, the Lord ain't going to be with them in these perilous times, man. They're going to be given over to the sword. You see, so seeing like Second Ezra, the 16th chapter goes into, you know, the lack of men, how these women are going to be without helpers and things of that nature. Guess what? The desire for a man in that day is going to be heightened to the fullest, man. You see, and when these women, right, see that the Lord is with these certain men being his servants, the prophets, they're going to flock after them, man. You see, and hey, most of these women ain't going to get chosen. Which, once again, you will have women, all right, joined into men of the Lord in these last days, man. All right, for salvation, right, for the purpose of childbearing. You see? So jumping back to Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 5, it says, Unto the others he said in mine hearing, meaning those outside of the ones, those outside and the individuals who have the mark, and this speaks to verse 5, it speaks to those who don't have the Thawah, right? It says, Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have you pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. You see, so there you have it. A lot of women are getting ready to perish in these last days, man. See, if you don't have a man of the Lord in these last days, man, you're fucked. You see, point blank simple. It says, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary. So the Lord is going to begin. All right, we understand the Lord's judgment begins with the house of Israel, and especially the Lord, he's going to start with those who know that they're Israelites, man. Right? It says, then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, which the ancient men goes into the various different leaders of Israel at the time, which today would be the leaders of these camps and leaders of these other camps and things of that nature. So, hey, even the false leaders of these other camps, man, who are not rightly dividing the word of truth, who are not rightly dividing the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, properly breaking down the scriptures, right? They're going to be judged too. You see, but the focus of this video is on the Israelite woman, because as we're getting ready to see in this video, right, they're losing all the benefits, and all the goodies, right, that they've survived off of for so long. You see, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the fuck off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with cards and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want motherfuckers start looting, what's gonna happen? Before my kids go broke this bitch like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say, ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the fuck out. And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your ass so hard, you going to think a Jet 2 holiday hit your bitch ass if you think I ain't finna walk out that stuff. And please follow me to that motherfucking car. If you feeling motherfucking froggy, bitch, you ain't going to make it back to your motherfucking position at that fucking Walmart store. I'm telling you. You want to take some link? Like, I don't be taking shit already. Watch this. It's okay.
And baby, Trump done cut these stamps off. It's finna be some pussy selling, pussy popping motherfuckers around here. Do you hear me? These motherfuckers about to be filling out job applications like it's crazy. If they never filled out a job.
And you see, one thing is, like, I'm gonna say this. Women, they're not supposed to be in the workforce like men are. Now, women, they are supposed to work, but where is a woman supposed to work? In the house. Okay, while her man is out, getting money to pay the bills and keep the house secure and things of that nature. The woman is supposed to be in the house, working, cleaning, making sure there's food on the table, making sure the place is tidy right before a man comes home. You see, but due to this feminist bullshit, right, women have been duped into thinking that they want to work the same jobs as a man, right, perform the same labor as a man. You see, and the shit doesn't work out. You see, because, in the grand scheme of things, in reality, man, these women are built for these things, man. So they've been duped, okay, into thinking that they want to work, perform the same labor as a man. They come to the conclusion that they're not built for it. So what does that lead to? All right, a lot of these women take the easy way out, and instead of getting a regular job, right, they take the easy way out by selling box. You see? And hey, man, we're getting ready to see more of that, man.
Application a day in their life. They about to fill them motherfuckers out now. They about to fill them out now. And you talking about stealing? Trump, you done fucked up. You done fucked up big time. I feel sorry for Walmart, Kroger, Sam Club, all of the grocery stores. I feel fucking sorry for them. Because you talking about y'all finna need security. Baby, y'all finna need the whole motherfucking army.
Hey, let me get this real quick. Slakia. I just thought about it. Let's get this in the book of Second Ezra, right? Chapter 8, verse 50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." And aside from Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, ain't nobody more proud than the Israelite woman, beginning with the so-called black woman. You see, so these miseries that ultimately the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is bringing upon these individuals in these last days, because they have walked in great pride, and you can see it. You see, the Israelite woman is prouder, right, than she's ever been, especially beginning with the so-called black woman, which, hey, the so-called black woman, she's the ringleader, all right, of this shit, man, of all these proud Israelite women. And you see, but hey, these miseries, all right, consist of what, these benefits being taken away from them. You see, so troublesome times, right, are coming for you women, man. All right, all this time y'all been feminists, hardcore in your hatred for men, saying I don't need no man, I can do bad all by myself, this, that, and the third. Talk about men ain't shit, so on and so forth. Hey, them same women, they gonna do a complete 180 in these last days, and also be beg for a man with their life. It still ain't gonna get chose, man. You see, so how about that?
You done fucked up.
Man, bro, at this point, somebody teach me how to sell it. Teach me how to sell it. Where the
Shit, whoever buy from her, man. Anyways.
buyers at? Somebody, if you a buyer of it and you know what I'm talking about, come get it. It's for sale. I don't got time no more. I'm broke.
Ugh. No, I'm fast forwarding, man. Slocky. Ugh.
I mean, you think women on social media now, vagina gonna be at its lowest than it ever been. I mean, you think women on social media now trying to put their vagina and their body on display to get the highest offer. It's really gonna be an auction on social media, because they gonna have to feed those damn kids. Money don't go but so far when you go to the market. Buying food, it's not gonna be the same anymore. Beans and rice sound good now. Peanut butter and jelly sound good now. Trump gave black women back to black men. Now black men can fuck you, feed you, and love you. What you wouldn't eat, you're now gonna eat it. Black-eyed peas sound good. Pork and beans and hot dogs sound good.
Shit, hey man, the Lord is bringing, right, that great humbling to these women. Let's go to let's jump back to Isaiah, the 32nd chapter. And start at verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech." And ultimately, the Israelite woman, for a very, very long period of time, beginning with the so-called black woman, has led a very careless, worry-free life. Because, ultimately, once again, they've been able to survive off of these benefits for so long, whether it be SNAP, child support, so on and so forth. And now that all these things are being taken away, right, they're frantic and they're scrambling. They're looking for ways to survive. You see? And once again, the only way any of you women are going to survive in these last days is by being joined into a man of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right? It says, "Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." What's the gathering? That goes to the harvest, which, the harvest, was really a time of joy, because, really, you were reaping the fruits of your labor. You see? But hey, like it says, the gathering shall not come. So hey, just like these women have been able to live so long off of benefits and goodies and things of that nature, now that all that's being taken away, all right, guess what, man? These women are starting to undergo some very perilous times. And hey, man, they're not happy. You see? And this is a judgment that's just due. You see, because once again, as we read in 2 Ezra 8 and 50, right, these miseries are going to happen to them in a lot of time which have dwelt in the world because they have walked in great pride. You see, so we in a time where the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is revenging everyone of their pride, man. You see, men and women. No, but especially you women, man. You see? Verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. In other words, mourn for the times that are coming upon you. Right? Verse 12, they shall lament for the teach, which lament is another word for mourn. It says for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vines. So, hey, they're going to be longing for the benefits and goodies that they once had. But, hey, man, those things won't be available to you. You see? So, we in a, these women, they about to catch hell like never before, man. You see? And hey, you're gonna have women that still refuse to humble themselves, right? But hey, you're gonna have the decent amount of women who are gonna be willing to humble themselves, right, and acknowledge the fact that they do need a man of the Lord at that. You see, but for the most part, man, majority of you women out here are through, man. You see?
Spaghetti without the sauce, just butter and salt and pepper sound good. Rice and beans sound good. Because how far you think money go?
Well, shit, man, rice and beans ain't even that bad. Shit, I just had some. Shit, that's good for you.
In the market.
But he's saying that because, like, these women, they think, you know, meals and things like meals of that, meals like that are pretty much, you know, below them, for lack of better terms. They think they're above that. That's why you see these videos of women talking about, if a man want to get with me, he got to take me to a 5-star French restaurant. Here it is. These bitches ain't got no manners, right? Goddamn B-Love sauce all over their fucking fingers, dripping out the corner of their mouth, man. That stanky booty ass fucking shrimp, crab, and lobster. Them nasty ass seafood boils, man. Like my fucking goodness, man. That's all the so-called black woman eats now fucking days, man. Ain't no motherfucking fruit, vegetables, or no healthy shit in her diet. You know, it's just straight up fucking seafood, right? Goddamn, you know, man, it's all fucked up, man. But nonetheless, let's continue watching.
Like I said, you could spend $100 and come out of the market, what, 6 to 7 things? And you be like, what the fuck did I buy? Trump just cut food stamps, and you won't get food stamps in November. He's sending a message, and the message is, they've been feeding y'all, the government, been feeding y'all for about 30 years or longer. White people, it's more of y'all on government assistance than any race on this planet. Remember that. Trump don't care about you either.
Hey, so there you have it. So let's go ahead and get a couple more scriptures, and as always, that'll be the lesson. So let's go to Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir, which this doesn't speak to just any man in the planet Earth, man. Now, of course, you know, women, they're going to seek after a man in general, but the top ranking man in that day, the most valuable man in that day, right, when all hell break loose, man, and there's nowhere else to run, is indeed going to be a man of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that's who these women are going to come flocking after, man. You see, which ultimately we know this is going to lead to this prophecy being fulfilled in the book of Isaiah, the 4th chapter, in verse 1. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, which 7 goes to a number completion. So a complete number of women are to that man. You see, it says, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. You see, so hey, the mindset of these women is like, look, you ain't gotta worry about none of that. I have my own food, my own clothes, this and the third. Just let me be your woman. You see, as it goes on to say, only let us be called by thy name to take away our approach, which ultimately, when a woman takes on the name of a man, that means she is married unto that man. You see, and like it says, by thy name to take away our reproach, right? So ultimately, we understand that in the ancient days, all right, two ways that reproach would be placed upon a woman was if one, she wasn't married, and two, she didn't have children. Going to show you that a woman was created to be joined into a man. She was created for look, man, the Israelite woman, they were created for us. And their purpose is to love us, serve us, and bear our children. You see? That's their purpose. You see? And hey, right now, as we speak, man, a lot of women, they don't want to submit to their feminine order that the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua created them, all right, to be subject to. But hey, when all hell break loose, man, and they have nowhere else to run, hey, man, they gonna do a 180 quicker than the Flash can, man. You see? And all of a sudden, they're going to be feminine, willing to serve, this and that, and the third, like the scriptures say in Psalms 103. All right, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. So, hey, man, when the Lord unleashes all this shit upon the planet Earth, man, and he has it to where you women have nowhere else to run, man. Oh, y'all gonna seek y'all man of the Lord in that day. You see? But hey, man, without further ado, I believe the point has been made through the Spirit. I pray that this lesson was edifying, informative, and alarming to the elect body of the nation of Israel, which this video especially should be alarming, all right, to you Israelite women out there. All right. Hey, if you desire to be with a man of the Lord, hey, don't hesitate to let that man know. You see, go ahead, shoot your shot. Tell that man you wanna be his wife, right? You want to serve him. You see, because hey, you gonna need him to be protected. You see, but without further ado, I would like to close out by giving all the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and preach the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopefully elect. The Lord's I'll see you in the next lesson. Till then, I say shalom.